Are you tired of hustling endlessly without feeling fulfilled? Stuck in a cycle of busyness that leaves you drained instead of energized? Well, my first guest has cracked the code on transitioning from that relentless grind to a life of harmony. She is a creator, a best-selling author, teaching the power of 15 minutes a day to unlock your creative genius. And on the next level stage, I have a very talented performer sharing her journey from driven drama kid to joyfully living her passion on the stage. Get ready to discover how a few small shifts can transform your hustle into harmony. Up next on the Business Breakout.
Inside those new shoes, and you can rock and roll with an attitude.
So fresh, just the way you like it. Aww. Well, you are not alone. If the constant grind has you feeling burned out, so many of us have been caught up in hustle culture, endlessly striving and producing at an unsustainable pace. But what if I told you that there is a better way? A path to creating your best work while actually enjoying the journey. But before I go there, just a minute before I go any further, hello there. If this is your first time here, I am Ella Glasgow, your host and the Director of Funnability at Beyond Virtual Events, where I help established small businesses create impactful virtual experiences that keep their audiences engaged from start to finish. And this just so happens to be the unconventional virtual event that I produce live inside of Zoom on the first and third Wednesday of every month, at least until the end of this month, until we take a break. And this is my personal invitation to you to join us in Zoom for the next one so you can see what's possible for your online events. And I am not here alone. I have got my guests ready to go. Hey guys. And depending on where you're watching from, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, the link to register will be in the description or the comments. Well, my first guest is the perfect person to guide us from hustle to harmony. She is a best-selling author, the best-selling author of Start Right Where You Are. I love that title. And she's an expert on helping overwhelmed procrastinators and frustrated overachievers find their creative genius. I promise you I did not bring her here just for me today. And she's also here to tell us about her next book, and share how a shockingly small investment of time can help you start doing the things that you truly love while leaving the frantic hustle behind for good. Please welcome to the stage and the Business Breakout, Sam Bennett. Sam!
Hi, Ella. Hi, everybody. Thanks so much for being here.
I am so happy to have you, and I see we've got some people joining us live. Oh my gosh. Sam, first of all, June is coming. Is June still?
June 18th.
June 18th! Okay, because people are wondering, like, what is June 18th? Why are you so excited, Ella? Can you tell us about the very special thing that's happening on June 18th?
Yes, June 18th is the pub date for my new book, which is actually currently, you can get it on pre-order on Amazon right now. It's called The 15-Minute Method, The Surprisingly Simple Art of Getting It Done.
That is incredible. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I promise everybody that I didn't bring you here just for me, but I mean, I love you, but this is for them too. This is for you all as well. I know that your background is similar to mine in that you are in theater, in acting, improv comedy, like you were Second City. I was not Second City. All of these things. So how did you as a creative come up with this way to get things done in 15 minutes?
Yeah, well, it started with just the getting things done part. So yeah, I was an actor and, I was one of those kids who went to theater camp. I did all the plays in school. I went to school for theater. I was in Chicago. I was a member of the beloved Second City Theater there, which was fun. And then I went to LA. And, I had one of those acting careers that went well enough that you didn't want to give up on it, but not so well as to be able to support a person. And along the way, I just got really interested in this idea of like, how do highly creative people overthinkers, um, people who have a lot of ideas but don't always execute. How do those people decide? How do they get things done? Like when you have a grillion ideas and there sort of isn't a right way, there's no right way to promote your business. There's no right way. And you're like, should I have a podcast? Should I have a fabulous television show like Ella does? Should I stand on the corner with a sandwich board? Like, what should I do? There wasn't any guidebook for us. So the first book I wrote was called Get It Done, From Procrastination to Creative Genius in 15 minutes a day. So I guess it did start with the 15 minutes a day. And the whole idea is get some clarity about what it is you actually want, step one, and then spend 15 minutes a day, every single day, working on something that matters to you. 15 minutes a day, every single day, before you check your email, before you check your email,
Why are you calling us out, Sam?
I just had a few things to say to a few people. I'm not saying you do this, darling. Of course not. Because here's the thing, you will be amazed at how much you can get done in 15 minutes a day, especially when you're doing it every day for a week or a month or a year or 6 years. And we think, I don't have time, I'm so overwhelmed. But if you played guitar for 15 minutes a day and not very much time, you would be a better guitar player. If you spend 15 minutes writing or going for a walk or stretching or dancing or in prayer and meditation or in your garden or whatever it is that lights you up, just that time, just for you and what matters to your insides, lights up your whole day. And then it's sort of the opposite of selfish. You feel like, oh, I can't take that time. That'd be selfish. Here's what's selfish is you walking around exhausted and stressed out and with no sense of humor, and the rest of us have to deal with you like that. That's selfish.
That is Look, I told y'all she wasn't here for just me. She's here laying down the law. And I don't want you to be selfish. So 15 minutes sounds deceptively simple. It sounds like a small amount of time, but you mentioned a lot of things that those who are creative, and we're not just talking about artists.
Right.
We're talking about creative people in general. And look, that's all of you. You all creative in some way, right?
That's right.
How do you get yourself to start the 15-minute thing? Because it's one thing to write the thing down, but it's quite another thing to actually sit down to do the thing.
100%. And I think that's in some ways the key, right? Because it does sound so deceptively simple. We think, well, that's not going to do any good. Well, that's an interesting point. Why would you feel that way? Like that's a point of inquiry for you then. You're not worth 15 minutes? You can't do something in 15 minutes? It wouldn't make a difference? Like, get in there. What's really going underneath that? Is it low self-esteem? Is it an addiction to people pleasing? Is it an addiction to confusion, to I don't know itis? So in some ways, there's just an interesting inquiry right there of like, why am I so resistant to something that seems so minor? Right.
Right.
But I want to circle back to something you said that's really important, is there is a difference between artistic and creative. And our world has sort of collapsed those two things. And people think, oh, no, I'm not creative because I don't draw or I don't sing. No. Everyone is creative. And you may be creative in the kind of way that you can look at a refrigerator that's got 2 old potatoes and a piece of bacon in it and somehow make an incredible dinner. You may be creative in that you're the person who knows exactly what to say to make someone else feel better. You may be creative in the way that you can talk to children or animals or plants or whatever it is. So you've got something inside you that lights you up. And when you spend 15 minutes a day on it, every single day, your insides get lit up. And now you're walking around calmer, happier, with a little light in your eyes. You're a better listener. You're less reactive. You have a better sense of humor. That's not selfish. That's generous. That's the person we want to see. We love that person. Show us that person.
Yes, for sure. And you had said something earlier that I think that people miss as well. There's so much in our minds for those of us that are walking around with all of these good ideas in our brain. There's so much going on. And when we think about trying to do the thing, it's so big. And the fact that you said, write that down, get clarity, because the reason why it's so big is because we're unclear.
Right. And you're trying to do all of it all at once, right?
Right.
And And especially big picture thinkers, yeah. And we keep waiting, right? Like, well, I've got to clean out the entire garage. I've got to write this novel. I need 3 months in Provence. Well, we would all love 3 months in Provence, but that doesn't appear to be happening today, now does it? So what do we have? What can we do with what we have? We can empty out this part of this cluttered drawer. We can clear off this part of our closet. We can go through 5 things and put 2 of them in the giveaway pile. We can spend, 15 minutes writing. In 15 minutes, you can write, if you're not editing yourself too much, 250 words, which means that in like 400 days, you could have a 50,000 word document, which is a book.
Stop.
Sure.
Stop. Okay, for those of you that have been sitting, waiting, I'm not talking to me about writing a book.
I mean, you can start right here. These are my best friends. These are index cards, right? And if you're tired of the flimsy index cards that they have at the drugstore, you can order the cardstock ones online, and they're nice and heavy like they used to be when we were kids. Spend 15 minutes filling out one of these. Write down a couple of sentences. This is how I wrote my first book. It was all index cards, and then I put it in a big manila envelope labeled Genius. And then after a couple of spread them all out on my desk, and I was like, oh, well, here's all the stuff about perfectionism, and here's all the stuff about how to market yourself and you don't feel like marketing yourself, and here's all and it turned into a book.
Right? Okay, look, I'm gonna toot my own horn for a hot second. Because that is exactly what I did for my first solo book. It was Musings of a Creative. It was literally notes that I had taken that honestly were supposed to be Facebook posts. But I wasn't brave enough to put them as Facebook posts, so I did a book instead. So I can attest to what she's saying is very, very true, to take those notes and do the things, because the amount of time that we have spent procrastinating on something that could have been done yesterday, and the annoyance that you will feel when you get the thing done in 15 minutes. It's probably going to take less than 15 minutes.
And sometimes sometimes people are like, are you trying to trick people? Like, do people sit down for 15 minutes and then they work for like 4 hours? I'm like, sure, sometimes that happens. And that's amazing. You get in the flow like that. Yeah, do it. It's great. But sometimes it's just 15 minutes, and that's fine. You know why? Because you're going to do it again tomorrow, and the next day, and the day after that. So it hopscotches right over your perfectionism. It hopscotches right over like, well, I'm not even really sure what it is. You don't have to know what it is. Just do the work.
Yeah.
Humble yourself to the work. I'm not sure if I'm good enough. Who cares? Humble yourself to the work. Show up to the thing that has been tapping you on the shoulder for years. Let's be real, right? This idea has been bothering you for a long time. That's the angels saying like, hello, hi, hello, we're still here. Hi, hello, right? So pay attention. Set the timer for 15 minutes. And the reason it's 15 minutes is because we're all, like, oh, I'm too busy. We're all busy, sweetheart. Everybody's busy. And let's just stop this international game of I'm so busy poker. Oh, you think you're so busy? Oh no, I'm so busy. Oh no, really? I am so busy. It's like, we know. Stop it. Stop saying that. Don't say that. Not cute.
I mean, it's true. And it's because of, as it says on your website, this hustle culture that's become so pervasive in where we are right now. And this conversation, we could take this conversation so far, but I know that we are short on time today. And you've already given like gems. Like, I hope you're taking notes just like I was taking notes. I hope that you all are taking notes out there. That being said, Sam, I'm so glad that I have you here today. I'm going to say goodbye to you for right now. This is not the end. Sam is going to be back. She's going to be back to say things. I promise. I so promise. 15 minutes. 15 minutes is all it takes to get started on the thing. And if you will allow yourself that 15 minutes a day, like Sam was suggesting, you'd be amazed at where you'd be. Not in a year. You'd be amazed at where you'd be in a month. A month. Stop thinking so far away and so big and so grandiose, as Sam was saying, and just think of this, right? Like our book says, start right here, where you are right now, where you are right now. So we could keep talking about that for days and days, but I want to have you be introduced to my next guest. I have brought her on by video before, but she's here with us live today. She has been living out her passion for performance from an incredibly young age. She is an incredibly talented musical theater performer who caught the bug early, belting out Foo Fighter lyrics as a toddler in the back seat. So before I bring her on, let's take a listen to the Next Level Stage.
Done being the sad girl, I'm done dating rock stars. From now on, only actors, tall boys in the rafters. I'll become an asshole, disguised as a bad girl, in my button-up shirt, a natural disaster. Hey, you could be my baby, baby, baby. You could be my baby boy, lady. You could be my baby, baby, baby. Oh, I'm sorry in advance. I'm only gonna treat you bad. I'm probably gonna let you down. I'm probably gonna sleep around. So sorry in advance. Before you take off those pants, I wasn't living near your friends. I wasn't living near your dad. But don't blame me, blame friends. Blame my ex, blame my ex, blame my ex. Don't blame me, blame friends. Blame my ex, blame my ex, blame my ex. That's why I won't.
Okay. Oh, all right. Okay. Please welcome to the stage, live here in the studio today. It is Kasey Jacques. Kasey!
Hello.
Oh my goodness. Kasey, I did silly things today. There you are.
I was like, oh no, did I turn my camera off?
No, you didn't. You didn't. Tech happening in real time, everyone. I am so happy to have you here with me today. Finally talking to you live, not pre-recorded.
I'm so happy you asked me to come on your show. I'm happy to be here.
So, Kasey, I know that you've been doing a lot since college graduation, which was like a few years ago at this point now. So, you are doing things in music and doing things in business, and we've been talking about that hustle culture. How are you making these music dreams happen along with some of the other things that you're doing now?
Yeah, I work during the day right now. So I'm auditioning and trying to, sorry, my eyes are watering. I don't know if you can see that. Just trying to perform. So I'm created that music video. I had heard that song on the radio and I loved it, and I just like kept playing it over in my head. So I just wanted to create something online to have, and so I came up with that, and I had my mom help me, and she filmed everything, and I just had the idea, and then we ran with it, and yeah, so we finished it a couple weeks ago, and I'm glad it's up there.
I am glad it's up here too. It's such a great video, and it speaks to what we were talking about earlier with start with where you are. Like, you didn't go and like rent a studio. You went just as you've done before. She's found amazing places to film, like just going under a boardwalk. Now you found a garage that happened to be raining. It was such a perfect set.
It was like we record a lot like of other social media videos there, and it was raining one day, and this was kind of in the middle of planning out this video, and I was like, oh, it would look really cool, I think, if we had this in the background. So it was like a race to get some of the shots before it started raining heavily, and then like film all of them in the rain. And so like working with actual like weather was super tricky but super fun. I was happy.
That's awesome. So I have this question for you because you are, as a musical theater performer, that obviously was not musical theater. You have picked up a lot of skills outside of musical theater, but one of the things that you have to be able to do as a performer is be really in tune with your body's capabilities. So, how has all of the training that you had as a performer, how is that embodied awareness and like that physical discipline in other areas of your life off the stage?
Yeah, just I guess having to be familiar with myself and how I'm feeling and kind of being able to push myself when I know that I can, and then also knowing when I maybe need to step back and not like go too far. Um, and so I think it's just even in college having movement classes and like physical advanced movement, beginning movement, um, just being able to be aware. And so then like with that video, just kind of performing. I know it wasn't theater, but obviously all the movement that I had done in that helped kind of bring it to that form, and just be aware of what I was doing, and not necessarily camera angles because that's like a different thing, but knowing what it looks like on camera. So it's been helpful with everything that I've been trying to do.
Yeah, yeah. So like, and there's a lot that you're working on. Are you at liberty to talk about some of the things that you're working on now?
Yeah, so I'm trying to do more of those videos just so I can get them online. I know that I as of like September of last year, I really didn't have a social media presence for performance, and so I was trying to change that. Just get a bunch of stuff online. So I'm working on more of those videos. I have a showcase in June that I got into that I am going to start rehearsals for in a couple weeks. And then on top of that, just trying to audition and get more work and get anything that I can, because I love like singing, acting, all of it. So any route that I can take, I would love to take.
Oh yeah. Girl, you gonna look. Who needs this amazing performer? Because for any stage, I promise that she will be there. You got have pay, she will travel. She will be there. Do you have your passport? Are you?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. See? So, I want to ask you, like, when when we're young, when we're kids, we've got these dreams that we are going to be doing all these incredible things. You obviously were going to be the Foo Fighters when you were a child. But I want to know, was there ever any point where you had to reevaluate your passion for performing?
Um, it was never, no, I mean, I don't think I knew that I could perform for a living until middle school, high school, like that it was even a route, I guess. I had always been in theater and I'd always gone to see shows, but I guess it never clicked in my brain. And I remember in high school I did a musical. I did Shrek the musical, and I think after that performance, it was just like it pushed me so far out of my comfort zone in like a good way. That I was like, oh, like I really want to do this, and like I feel that I can do this. And so from there it was dedication. I mean, I'd always been dedicated to performing, but from then it was like dedication to making it happen and being in voice lessons and acting lessons and being in however many shows a year. And then I went and got my BFA in musical theater and graduated in 2022. So yeah, it was just always the path.
I love that. I love that. Speaking of your voice lessons, your former, kind of current, kind of former voice coach, she's gonna
Yeah,
be here
yeah,
soon.
yeah.
She's gonna be here soon. That I love her. Who we're talking about is Molly Mahoney, and she was my coach for things as well. So she's going to be here soon. But Kasey, girl, keep on keeping on, because ma'am, look, there's nothing, ain't no stopping you now. You're on the move. You are going to be, yeah, blow her up, y'all. If you don't know, if you haven't heard of Kasey Jacques before, now you have heard of her. You see her, you've heard her. Go on her socials. You'll find all of that at the end. We'll in the credits we'll show her information and how you can get in contact with her and with Sam. And Kasey, I'm going to bring you back in just a second. Give me a moment. She's not gone forever, y'all. She's not gone forever. But I want you all to be thinking about, those of you that are watching us live, if you're watching in the replay, I want you to be thinking about this as well. You know, the dreams that you've had to do, whether it was from your childhood or dreams that have just surfaced as you are an adult in whatever season you happen to be in. Take into account the things that we've been talking about today. You know, with Kasey, it never dawned on her until now that she could do this for a living. And it may not have ever dawned on you that the thing that you dreamed about could be yours and could make you a living, which is a perfect moment for you to take the things that Sam was talking about and sit down and write down, get clear on that dream and start thinking about what could be possible for you. And maybe it doesn't come out in one go. Maybe it takes, just give yourself that 15 minutes a day. That 15 minutes a day, like Sam said, to be able to sort out what it is that you're wanting to do with your life. And I want to bring both of my guests back on, and I want to talk with them. I have one final question for the two of you. We're going to just do like an eeny, meeny, miny, mo. And I'm going to just warn you, I know that I'm asking you a super deep question, but it requires a very brief answer for our time. So we're going to play a fantasy game, okay? If you could create your own completely original musical, Sam, you can't include the one that you've already written and won an award for. What would it be about and why? Okay? If you could create your own musical, what would it be about and why? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Sam, you get to go first so Kasey can have a second to think. All right. Ready? Go.
Okay, so there's actually a play I've been wanting to write for a long time, and I have a bunch of index cards stacked up about it. And here's the idea, is that it's 4 characters, it's 2 couples, but I want to, and like 2 of them are exes, and all 4 of them like end up at the summer house on the same weekend because they script the dates. Like it's one of those. But I want to write it so that any of the 4 characters could be played by anyone. So it could be a cast of all women, it could be a cast of all men, 2 men and 2 women. They could swap roles. Like I want to write it so that it's gender neutral, age neutral, and not personality neutral, because they definitely have personalities. So I don't know if it could be a musical though, because then you have pitches, you know, people have to sing parts, but I don't know, maybe it could. So that's what I want. That's the thing I want to write.
Of course you have a musical or play sitting.
I've been thinking about it for years. I should start spending 15 minutes a day on it.
You need to spend 15 minutes a day. That's awesome. I love that idea. That I can't wait until when that comes out of your brain for us to watch live. All right, Kasey, if you could write a musical about anything, what would it be about and why?
I guess I like the first thing that's popping into my head, just because I feel like I know with like the whole 2020 things and like the pandemic, I know a lot of my friends kind of had to start dealing with anxiety, which we had never had in that extreme of a case, I guess. And so just a lot of the very simple tasks started to feel not so simple. And I guess just even with performing, like writing about, even though something you love, it just feels difficult, and then just like kind of getting past that and just getting through it and making the stuff you love attainable and just being able to happily do it again and easily without those feelings. But yeah.
Yeah. There was a lot that happened. Look, when you said that you graduated in 2022, like I knew that you had graduated not that long ago, but damn girl, y'all had a lot to go through. So can you write that musical? Because y'all need some catharsis of some kind.
And it's not like the rest of us don't need help with our anxiety too. So blessings.
We will all be there to watch that. Thank you so much again, ladies, for being here this afternoon. I'm so grateful to have both of you here today. So thank you very, very, very much. And thank you for joining me today, joining all of us today, whether you've been here with me live or you were here in the replay. I'm so grateful for you watching. Remember, we've got one more episode before the end of season 2. We're at the end of season 2, y'all. This is 2 years we've been doing this. Season 3 is coming. Season 3 is coming. It's going to be here in August. I will let you know. I'll keep reminding you of when that's happening. And obviously, if you want to be a part of when that's happening, then just get on my reminders list and you can know more about it. And there's a lot of things going on at Beyond Virtual Events, but I do want you to know that at Beyond Virtual Events, it's not just about hosting events. It's about crafting engaging experiences with purpose. Because an event, after all, is a stepping stone. And when it's done right, it can transform a single moment into a cascade of marketing opportunities for your business. And I can help you overcome the challenges you may have been facing with your online events. So if you're looking to elevate your virtual presence and turn your next event into a powerhouse of ongoing lead engagement without tech headache, I'm here to make that happen. Until next time, start right where you are and remember everything that you do can go far beyond. We'll see you later.